Hey, welcome to episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, doing yet another beer that I got in my last day of work crate. Another one from Brewery Bhavana. This one's called Saison Blanc 2024, 6.6 ABV. Now we turn around to the back, it says it's a Saison aged in white wine barrels for 2 to 3 years with guava, mango, grapefruit zest, passion fruit, and peaches to mimic a Sauvignon Blanc. And there's no candy date on here. It just says better with age. All right, so I pour it into the fancy stem tulip glass. It looks like a cider. Yeah, I would call that deep gold. Well, maybe not deep gold, but definitely gold. Maybe slightly amber. Head fizzles away just like a cider. So it looks like I'm holding a glass of cider. It probably smells like that too. Yeah, it does. It's like with the white wine barrels, it adds in that kind of acidic character like you would get in a cider. Plus, to be honest, I could actually smell the fruit from an arm's length away when I was taking the pictures. So I would say like the first thing I do smell though is like the saison character. So it's like the very, to me it's white grape, kind of woody, but it's also like the acidic kind of quality to it. I mean it in a good way. It's hard to pick out like any individual fruits in here. I will say it does have like a general fruity smell, but as far as like, hey, there's the guava, there's the passion fruit, not really. I mean, this has a lovely kind of tropical, and it does have like that kind of Sauvignon Blanc wine kind of quality to it, which, yeah. So even though it smells or it has the essence of like tropical fruits, it does not smell anything like the way like most hazy IPAs smell, even though those are also tropical. Because like to me, this one is saison plus those fruits. Like I'm not smelling hops here. I'm smelling terroir. I will say I don't really get Brett on here. Well, yeah, there is like a kind of like a woody quality to it, but I don't know if that's from the barrels or so. Is this gonna have Brett in it? I have no idea. Can't wait to try this one. Cheers. Yeah, so this one is actually quite sour, very sour. And again, it's kind of reminding me of like a cider. So like as soon as it hits my tongue, I'm getting like that acidity, clean lactic acidity. It does not taste like apple cider vinegar or anything like in that balsamic a salad dressing range. It's like as soon as it hits my tongue, just wham, acidic, sour, lovely. Yeah, the only real fruit that I'm getting on here is like a white wine, white grape kind of character, although you tend to get the green kind of fruits in Saison anyway, especially usually like green pear, green apple, green grapes. I'm mostly just getting green grapes or white grapes, whatever you want to call them. Even though it smelled fruity, and they list like all these different fruits on the cans here, I'm not really picking those up in the flavor. Although this raises a good question because it does say aged in white wine barrels for 2 to 3 years over, and then it lists all the fruits. So were those fruits in there for 2 to 3 years too? Or do they age it for 2 to 3 years and then finish it off with the fruit aging? It just has like a general fruity flavor to it. Again, almost kind of like a cider, but it's very dry. I will say, not surprising. There probably is Brett in here because it does have like a tartness. It finishes like bone dry. Very very clean. It's only 6.6 ABV, so it's not like, super imperial or anything like that. So the acidity is doing like most of the drying sensation here. This is actually really refreshing, really easy to drink. Love these like really acidic sours. Wish I was drinking this outside in the sun, it's really hot. I think it'd be like really refreshing. Drinking it indoors, at night when it's actually kind of cold out doesn't really do it justice, but yeah. Really easy, fun to drink. Mouthfeel is, I probably put about medium, but the carbonation is actually pretty low. You might be able to see little CO2 bubbles, but trust me, it is not, super crisp and effervescent. I'm getting alcohol flavor. I'm getting alcohol warmth. I get a little bit of acidic warmth, but that is, it's from the natural acid, whatever natural bacteria was in there. And also, I think there's a little bit of Brett as well. So actually, I really like this flavor. I really like everything that's going on here. My only criticism is that, they mention all these fruits. I'm not really picking those up, or I can't really pick out any individually. To me, this just kind of tastes like a pretty standard wild ale, which is fine by me because I love wild ales. I thought this was gonna be like super juicy, but this is actually quite dry. It's quite the opposite. It's very cider like. So before we get to my score, got to plug Tavour. This was, I believe, $7.99, which I think is a pretty good deal. You get a full 16-ounce pint can. So if you want to sign up for Tavour, scan that QR code. Takes you right to the app. And if you have to put a referral code in, it's in the description. And it gets you $10 off. All right, so my score for the Saison Blanc. Well, man, I really wanted to absolutely love this beer. And I really do like it. But like I said, they're mentioning all these different fruits on here. I'm really not getting fruits. In fact, I don't even think it really needs it. They could have just said Saison aged in wine barrels would have been good enough for me. So that being said, I'm still going to go pretty high in this one. I'm going to give this a 9 just because it's a really, really good wild ale. Really good. To me, it's more of a wild ale than a Saison because it is so sour. Like, if it was only a little bit sour and had like that real Belgian Saison farmhouse, terroir character, it'd be a different story. But to me, this is a wild ale, and a really good one at that. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for Saison Blanc. If those fruits stood out more, this would probably be a 10. But otherwise, it's still a good beer. I would definitely recommend it. So, all right, I'm rambling. If you watch all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the podcast. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.